Let us listen to Nnamdi Kanu why he earlier defended himself in court today before we bring in a renowned political affairs analyst in the person of Chinedu Michael to analyze what actually transpired.
But that's what you wrote. You said here, my lord, that the defendant has now applied for bail. Now, as I've said earlier, bail is a discretion of the court, taking into consideration all the conditions laid down in Muhammad Abacha v. State. At this stage, I am of the opinion that to make or take a stand on the bail application without first hearing and determining the issue that is glaring in the face, which is the absence of the defendant from the court since 25th of April 2017 until he was produced on the 29th of June, my lord, which was exactly what the Supreme Court did. They said that he did not jump bail. These criminals came to my house to kill me. That's what the Supreme Court said. This is in your own ruling, in your own court, my lord. So I cannot understand, my lord, why my trial will be conducted contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria that said I must have free and unfettered access to my...
Good about SCVS. This is Nigeria News Center. Let us examine matters arising today. We understand that in a case involving Nnamdi Kanu and federal government of Nigeria, in what looked like Nnamdi Kanu legal team making good their threats that they were not going to represent Nnamdi Kanu until federal government meets certain conditions. We saw Nnamdi Kanu defending himself in court, and because of the defense, he said it abundantly. He made it abundantly clear for the first time that he was kidnapped from Kenya and that he never jumped bail. Though the Justice Nyanko did not grant him bail, but what standard is that he defended himself in court. With me to analyze this is Mr. Chinedu Michael. Having watched the video of Nnamdi Kanu defending himself and citing some relevant sections of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act, particularly Section 2, subsection 3M, where he said that federal government lacked power to try him. Let us get your reaction having watched the video.
Well, you see, we are seeing, the gradual transformation of Nigeria judicial system to acts of terror and terrorist doings. And if you look at what happened today, it tells you that the mess, that is have continually to reign in the judicial system. And for Nnamdi Kanu himself, now, he's been, the whole thing has actually gone viral all over the world, and there's a different news. People are trying to analyze it that Nnamdi Kanu himself actually stepped into the dock, holding his documents, and trying to do a proper cautioning to the judge himself, talking about whether he's a woman or a man or Nyanko, whatever.
Permit me to jump in here, because it was look like surprise, a surprise anyway, and Simon Ekpa kept mum over this, and Nigerians are reacting. Now you are reacting, but we have not seen any reaction from Simon Ekpa.
I think Simon Ekpa need to, if he has not reacted till now, maybe you need to take a proper rundown and do a proper analysis so that he can be able to look at an angle of which he want to feast on the development in the court today. But that notwithstanding, we are in tune with every court development as regards our man there who has properly defined who he is today. A lot of kudos, a lot of encomium has continued to pour to Nnamdi Kanu and his legal team, and especially looking at the kind of arrangement that is coming up from judiciary today, showing that the Nigerian judicial system is actually biased. And P2B has actually echoed, that it was not even the INEC that is as dangerous to Nigerians as ever, but judiciary, has these elements, in them that has turned judiciary to a kind of to a body of persecutors, persecution, suppression and oppression and maltreatment, But let me tell them, they are not going to work out anything in that regard. No matter how they are able to use their laws, to streamline the art of wickedness and terrorism, not based on the constitution and what the law says. Okay, based on the understanding and the arrangement they had with the Muslim Northerners and the Muslim Yorubas, who are bent on destroying Nnamdi Kanu by championing, and disrupting the art of which they entered into. Nigeria was part of that treaty, and they cannot say they are not part of that treaty. Then if you are part of that treaty and which you have already carried an act of terrorism and illegality, you have to wait until that situation is being ratified legally before somebody can stand trial. And that is what Nnamdi Kanu is trying to say in the court.
So I was going there because Nnamdi Kanu specifically mentioned Section 2, subsection 3M of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. According to him, hence his extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria, the Nigerian government lack whatever it takes to try him. He went further to say his trial is act of terrorism by federal government of Nigeria against him. What is your view?
Of course, it's an act of terrorism. Nnamdi Kanu is in order. You can see him. You can see the flow. You can see how he was able to put the judge. He called Nyanko. I don't know what is her name.
Victor Nyanko.
You can see the panic. Even the federal government lawyer was also in panic. Seeing the truth being told to the whole world. That tells you that what is playing out there is not about the law. What is playing there, is an act of gang up, spearheaded and laid down by the former corrupt and incompetent human being. Talking about Buhari and Malami, who conspired who conspired against a law. Nigeria as an entity entered with the international community, a treaty signed that have gone against. Before you can try, before you can do that, and of course we are seeing Bola Ahmed Tinubu in continuity of that. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the Muslims and the northern Muslims who are in a position in the judicial system are the one breeding this corrupt and disobeying the law of the land. So at this point, what Nigerians are observing and what Nigerians are seeing is that there's no longer a judicial system without the influence of, they are not actually independent, without the influence of actual ethnic interest, influence, or a kind of a plan of suppression, and of course to eliminate or to bring down the influence of a rising star like Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay, now we understand that Nnamdi Kanu effectively defended himself in court today. Going forward, are we likely going to be seeing an Nnamdi Kanu that is not going to be represented by his legal team, that's going to be defending himself, or do you think his legal team will come back to the court?
It is a disturbing scenario as I stand now, because they have continued to make mockery all over the world of the Nigerian judicial system. They are terrorists. For me, I can confirm to you that Nigerian judiciary, they are terrorists. They have been terrorizing Nigerians. After the 2023 election, they have been terrorizing Nigeria, and they have continued to terrorize Nigeria because of those who put money, who bribe their way, who bribe them with so many things. Nnamdi Kanu did not actually jump bail. Nigeria, can you, Binta, is he a stupid woman? Is he? No,
Nnamdi Kanu said, he said they came to kill him and he survived.
There was a certain statement made by the federal government lawyer, that, and the Nyanko, Binta, instead of capitalizing on what was reported all over the world. Now, there's nobody, even the judge himself, if he has the opportunity to start to save himself from a bullet, would he do that? Now I'm asking, would you do that? Then you are saying that Nnamdi Kanu would have stayed here and be killed in a jungle, in a darkness called Nigeria. It's very annoying when you see this kind of a thing, and that is why they continue to breed hatred against Nigeria everywhere. Even in the international community, you can see the reaction that came from the United States of America, the American government. You can see the reaction that came from international community.
You can understand that Interpol has said they were not part of the extradition process.
The one that came from the Interpol. Though, what is it that Nnamdi Kanu is all about? That the conspiracy has continued to go, even in the law court. They are supposed to be actually independent, giving their constitutional obligation, and that is what we're seeing today. That the ICC is also making a disturbing comment about the Israeli Prime Minister, talking about Benjamin Netanyahu, that they will be invited. But the same ICC and the United Nations shut their eyes when the Israelis, Jews were being killed in their own country. They never reacted. They never called it genocide. So what the world need to understand, that what Nnamdi Kanu is standing for is not about what the law says. Nnamdi Kanu is standing for peace.
So he says it's time for justice, peace, and equity.
I said Nnamdi Kanu is standing for peace. Those who want peace are the terrorists in the judiciary, and the Nigerian judicial system are terrorizing Nnamdi Kanu, and it is being exposed that if you come to a certain level, we'll look at it that this thing has become funny, and people will begin to read meaning into it, and it might not all go well. Nyanko need to do the right thing, knowing fully well that Nnamdi Kanu never jumped pain, and based on that, they should not try him based on that. And secondly, the federal government himself violated the treaty they were part of. They also that is a terrorist act. That is a treasonable felony. So as it stands now, you can see that they are making mockery of the Nigerian judicial by the judicial judges themselves. So that is the way it stands for now. And what we are going to look at, I know that at the end of the day, Nnamdi Kanu has dusted himself, to face whatever that is going to come any moment from now. And let me tell you, I think the guy is ready. You can see the confidence, you can see the eloquence, you can see the influence, how he's able to influence even Binta. You can see the federal government, when they were asked, when Nnamdi Kanu shut him down, that taking him to what the law says about this matter. That's why is he being manipulated. So when you begin to look at all these things, you can actually finger the hand of Yoruba Muslims, especially those who are against Christianity in this country, and northern Muslims, who are bent on conquest. I didn't understand. They see Nnamdi Kanu as a threat to their plan.
Mr. Chinedu Michael.
Yes, I'm going to add only one thing before I leave. Nobody's going to lose hope. Me personally, I am a Biafranist, and nobody's going to take it away from me. And I want you to continue to watch this platform, and especially we are also having a trending issue online talking about in 2027 my Obi is coming. You can check it out on YouTube. Watch and share on Rise Africa Media. Thank you.
I must say a very big thank you, Mr. Chinedu Michael. This is Nigeria News Center.